Tell me if I'm tripping. Alright, so boom. One night my friend invites me out to an arcade. Think arcade for adults with alcohol with his girlfriend. But he didn't realize that day I was at my worst. We get there and immediately the depression kicks it up a notch. We go through the first bit of the night playing games, having a few drinks. My friend and I go up to the bar and notice these two absolutely stunning women walk by us. But if I'm honest, to this day I couldn't describe her friend too much but her. Down to the shade of highlight in her hair. I tell my friend I was going into the bathroom, and there's no one inside. I watched my face and just stared for a while. Every blink, every breath just hurt at that point on a level I can't quite describe. As I'm about to let go, someone comes in the bathroom hallway and I hear them approaching the door. I've been witness to suicide aftermaths, so I haul ass back into the bathroom and get to the sink. Just in time to wash my face from the tears and make it appear as if nothing ever happened. I get out to my friend, which rightly remarked I took a while, and I made some shitty joke to deflect, but said I was going to the bar to get another. At that point, I bumped into the two women again, and that's where we finally introduced ourselves. We brought what each other recommended, and just started talking. It was electric, effortless, amazing, and refreshing just to talk to this woman. I feel foolish to compare it to what others found there. Significant other like, but I didn't even realize maybe 20 to 30 minutes go by and my friend comes up to me to say he is heading off and if I was coming. I could have sworn time slowed down. She looks at me with the doe-like eyes she had and she must have known I was hers then and there. I say to my friend, I'm good, I think I'll stay. So wish him a good night and our conversation continues. Everything from having the exact same favorite game in common. So many similarities, but different enough that there were countless quips and light banter. Her friends say they are leaving and now for the switch. I looked at her, just the same way she did to me. We move and talk for what was hours, but seemed like it didn't even clock an hour. I'm tipsy at this point, I'm resistant. Her not so much and she's drunk and it's last call. Somehow that night we ended up at the complete wrong address. I joked to her later. I thought she was going to steal my kidneys, got out left with each other over the fact. We had no idea where we were and ordered another. This next one got us there, but on the way, things got a little steamy and handsy in the back, but nothing too crazy. But the kiss. A moment in time that at this rate, I'll remember until the day I die. We get back and light details, but it ended up being the most passionate, tender, amazing, but wild, and the craziest sex I've ever had. It was a bit of the morning awkwardness, but quickly dissolved into jokes and quick glances at each other's bodies. I lightly pushed for the see you again sort of line and she smiled and said we'll see. Can't make it too easy, my smile must have broken the borders of my face because she blushed a little and I went off on my way to work. I got a text from her one night saying that she needs a tall, strong hero to come and get her. She always asked to be called that, despite being 5'4", and that was that. Couple of escapades later and I fell like asteroid into orbit. I wanted to be more than what we had though. I could imagine myself waking up next to this woman for the rest of my life. I wanted to treat her to more restaurant-like dates because I wanted to treat her, show her she deserved the world, and so much more. But at the mention of this she got defensive and said all I wanted to do was fuck her. Because that's all I did, and lunch or picking her up, I told her it wasn't like that. I wanted to take her places and just mentioned I had said that what was going on. A week or two later, after some dry text to see how we were doing, etc., she fessed up and said it scared the shit out of her that someone was genuinely interested in her because her previous BF had intensely hurt her and that it wasn't my fault, but the damage had already been done. She wasn't ready for what she now knew I wanted and didn't want to keep me waiting. Months passed by and a few texts between us here and there, but I met now another woman who eventually became my girlfriend, and the one I met in the bar had just come back into my life. So I ended up choosing in a sort of way my then soon to be girlfriend, which I would later very deeply regret. But a few months ago it was the bar girl calling me one night needing, you guessed it, that strong hero. We ended up laughing and yelling to music on the way back to her place until we ended up parking in a lot and again just talked for hours into the morning. Some of it was really heavy and at times she just listened and held my hand at one of my most vulnerable points in my life with those goddamn doe eyes. You could sink in. At the end of it we noticed it was around 4:30 a.m. when I had picked her up around midnight. So she mentioned we should call it a night and hugged, but at one point she had taken my shirt as she had broken, or maybe I did, her zipper outfit, so she had been sitting in a bra. I told her I didn't mind at all, but not before mentioning that I just really want to make this night perfect and end it by making out with you. What followed next was the most palpable, frozen pause of time I think I've ever experienced. She looked deep in my eyes. I can't say what she saw there, but after about 4 or 5 seconds came that I have a boyfriend now. But then the same look from her that I had just given her. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Every fiber of my being screamed at me to do it. Just kiss her, do it. You know this girl could really be the one. 1,000 thoughts, 1,000 possibilities. But in the end, I chose the one that didn't get the girl in the end. It crushed me beyond belief. Then I told her that I was happy for her and that she deserved someone to do that for her. I had been the homewrecker. Any sympathy I had goes about here with my ex. Sleeping with her friend twice when she would throw things like dead family members in my face. Threatening to kill herself every day because of her BPD. Saying I wasn't anything more than the boy that had been through those things. And committed saw on me after we broke up. But I wasn't about to be the homewrecker for her, not a second time. Never again. I couldn't. Fast forward to a couple of weeks back, and the bar girl is sending me videos of a Joji concert and I just couldn't. It fucking broke me to get those from her. I tried talking to her a little bit and it was distant, unattached. That I summed up to be probably because of her BS, so I couldn't do it anymore. So I removed her contact details from everything. And that's when it all hit me like a fucking cement wall. That might have been the love of my life that I chose for someone that toyed with me. Like an old toy from a box. The only thing that comforts me is that at this point she's happy and doing well. So, am I tripping?